Hey guys, what's going on? It's Steven again, and I am back in the music room in front of the kit. And I'm going to talk to you today about properly changing out your snare head and tuning it correctly. Okay, and obviously the first thing that you will need is a drum tuner. I recommend using two when fooling around with changing your heads because it's way faster. Next thing you're going to want to do is choose the new head for your drum. I went with a Remo with the coated Mylar dot on it. The Mylar dot on the inside will eliminate high frequencies and messy noises that come from the drum, so I prefer this particular model. Once we've chosen a snare head based on our particular size snare, we can go ahead and swap out the heads. As you can see, this snare is in need of a swap. So we're going to go ahead, start to loosen the lugs on it with our drum key. Okay, this process is really simple. All you have to do is take your key and put it on your lug, turn it counterclockwise to loosen it, and we're taking all of these off. So once it gets to a point, you can loosen it by hand and then just start making your rounds. Once all of our lugs have been loosened, we can proceed to take the ring and the old head off. Discard the old head and simply take the new head, apply it, put the ring back on, and try to hand tighten all these lugs back into their proper socket. Okay, and once everything is hand cranked as tight as it'll go, we can go ahead and take our key and make a few modest turns on the lugs to get it secure and ready for tuning. After we've secured the top of our head, we can proceed to tune it. And the first place we're going to tune it is at the bottom clear side of the head. Now, it's important to remember when tuning a snare, or any drum in that matter, that the bottom head has to be tighter than the top head in order to bounce back the sound wave and give you a nice clean sound. In order to tune the bottom of the snare, one must be able to hear the intonation of each lug without being affected by the snare chain. So in order to do this, just take a stick, put it between the chain and the head. Now you can hear the intonation of each lug, and depending on what sound you want, I want a nice tight sound, so we're going to tighten the lug up and make this sound uniform throughout each point of every lug. As you can hear, this side's a little deeper, so we're going to match it. And just keep going around until everything sounds how you want it. Once we have everything on the back side tuned to our specifications, we can go ahead, flip the snare over, and start tuning the top side. Like I said, make sure every point on the lugs match so that they're in tune. And we got to go throughout and make sure every point is the same. Once we have tuned our drum uniformly at each point, and we have found the tone that we have preferred, we can go ahead and by simply flipping the snare chain, apply the snares, and that is our desired sound. Keep in mind while tuning your snare that there's not a particular key that any snare or any drum is supposed to be tuned to. It's all about your preference. It's all about what works for you, what sound you like. I like this particular sound. So whatever works for you, you make that happen. Just important points. Make sure the top of the head is loose, more loose than the bottom of the head, so you can reflect sound off the bottom. Make sure the lugs are at equal intonation throughout each point, so you have the same sound no matter where you hit your snare. And that's all.